responding to Malik Zulu Shabazz stepping away or changing his role. I don't really know what he's trying to say, but one thing that he did say was that he needed a benefits package. Basically, he needed to get that money. Let me enlighten some of my younger brothers and sisters. Y'all need to know this because you're going to get to the age that we are. I believe Malik Zulu Shabazz is a little younger than me, or maybe my age. When you start to get older, you start to face the reality of your mortality. The younger you are, the more invincible you feel. Alright? So, people start to think, man, I've been working all these years, I don't have nothing. What if I get sick tomorrow? These are real thoughts, y'all. I'm going to let y'all know. These are real thoughts that goes through our minds. What if I get sick tomorrow? Who's going to take care of me? You know, I don't have nobody around me that I can trust. Who can I fall back on? You know, you see nursing homes filled with old people with nobody to take care of. And I know that firsthand. Because some of y'all that know me, y'all know that I have worked with seniors over the years. And many of the seniors are alone. They die alone. Ain't nobody got their back. You know. And that's a side effect of the Black Holocaust. Because as John Henry Clark taught us, you ain't had no old folks home when the family was intact. But due to the broken families, the destruction of the black family, you don't have that support system. So the older people are on their own now. And as much as you might yell black power or black liberation, when you get older, nobody's taking care of you, then you going to be taken care of by the goddamn white man that you said is the goddamn devil. So when you see brothers like Malik Zulu Shabazz tell you straight up it's about money, let me tell you something. These people are afraid, man. Remember that I'm saying this to you because you will become older one day yourself. You begin to face the reality of your mortality the older you get. So, when you see our leaders, authors, abolitionists, black power folks that are well into their 60s and 70s and 80s and even 90s, still talking shit, them people you got to realize they're more powerful than you think, even if they just talking shit at 80, 90 years old. Because they're facing their mortality. They can die at any moment. Hell, we can die at any moment. How many unhealthy individuals are dying at age 40 from a damn heart attack or a stroke? And we know we're not unhealthy, but stress also kills. And that's one of my areas of expertise, but I don't go into all that yet. I'm not going to really put that on the table. But I just want people to be aware of the fact that once you begin to get older a little bit, you start facing the reality of your mortality. I wonder if that's what's happening with this brother. One. Two, I wonder if when he got into that debate with Brother Polite, he saw just how lucrative black power can be. And his thinking became contaminated by Brother Polite, Sarnetta, Sarah Sutanseti, and others of the like that are now supposedly getting that paper to fight for black liberation. I keep telling you, you got to look at the 19th century. Somebody sent a response to one of my videos. For some reason, I didn't even get the response until a couple days ago. This is a video I did back in the summer, I believe, when I was talking about it's not about economics. Our fight is not about economics. It's not about money, I should say. And he was saying, or she, not sure what it was, if it was a man or a woman, but they were saying that if we can't get this money, then how are we going to survive out here? Even our most brilliant people have fallen into the money trap. It's like, man, I've been around, I've been fighting all these years. I'm looking around, and all the devils have the comforts of the world. They traveling, they going on vacation. They enjoying life. What do I have to show for the fight? So you take somebody like Malik Zulu Shabazz, and over the years he's been criticized a lot, especially since the assassination of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. He been criticized since that time. So I wonder if his thinking is, he starts to turn to his individual self a little bit and say, man, I've been fighting for these niggas all this time, man. I ain't never been satisfied. I never been able to please them. I never get the props I should be getting. This is something that is natural for people to start thinking. Now, don't hear me defending Malik Zulu Shabazz. I'm just telling you that once you start to become a little older, you start looking at the reality of your mortality. And those brothers that start getting a little scared, I'm getting a little too old to be fighting out here. When you're 30 or 20, or 35 even. 35 is kind of like the top almost. Maybe 40 if you in real good shape. But when you're younger, it's like you think you can take on the world single-handedly. But once you start getting a little older, and no matter how much you exercise and work out and do yoga and breathing exercises and all the rest you get, you eating right and all that, you still wake up in the morning with a couple of aches and pains. You're like, man, I'm not as fit as I would like to be. I'm not as strong as I used to be, and I know it. I just twisted my ankle, and I wasn't doing nothing but walking. You start saying, man, I'm not as strong as I think I am. I need some kind of support. So I believe what I call him minister, but Malik Zulu Shabazz is doing is looking out for himself. Now, I'm not going to say what my opinion is on that, but he has been fighting for many, many years. I'm a witness. I've seen him. He's the one that brought Khalid Abdul Muhammad to D.C. on numerous occasions. That's how I was able to see Khalid Muhammad in D.C. so many times. He came with Malik Zulu Shabazz. I know that. But again, has Malik outlived his usefulness? Has he retired? Is retirement even possible if you're a true abolitionist? If you truly want to see the end of our people's condition, can you really retire? I don't know. I definitely don't think so. I would like to think not. So I guess I'll leave it at that right now. I got to do a little more reflection. But I got to admit, I was a little shook when he played the money card. Damn. We can all be bought. That's why I guess it was a couple of years ago, I did a video on a channel that got terminated for being too radical and revolutionary. And I asked the question, what is your price? That's one thing the devil has taught us. Everybody got a price. That's why I said, to a certain degree, you got to have individual revolution within collective revolution. And some things, some of the moves you're making, you have to keep secret. The devil knows that everybody got a price. So he can come in your damn house and pay off your wife. If that devil says, look, it's either your husband or your children. We need to know what your husband doing. And if you don't tell us, we're going to kill your kids. What you think that woman going to choose? That's the price. Everybody got a price. So he was bought out. But we can't look to Malik, Zulu, Shabazz. If he want to be insignificant now, if he want to be irrelevant now, if he want to retire now, to hell with him. We need to continue to move and fight for black liberation. Liberation is not an individual thing. Revolution is not an individual thing. We don't need individuals. Again, I always quote John Henry Clark when he said we don't need a leader, we need leadership. So if the leader dies, you bury the man and continue to plan. That's what he taught us. I say we need leadership. So if the man or woman dies, bury that person and continue to plan. So he hasn't died. He's just been bought out. So he's gone now. Mourn the loss of Malik, Zulu, Shabazz and keep it moving.